Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. And in today's Star Citizen video, we are going to take a look at the Ursa Medivac, also referred to as the Nursa. And we're going to talk about a little bit of the gameplay. We're going to kind of look at this vehicle and what it means for medical gameplay. And, just take a tour of this thing and let's talk about why it's my first ground vehicle I've actually pledged in the game and why that is so. So let's dive into that. Okay, let's take a look at the outside of this ship to get going with this, right? It's a beautiful design. It's red as it should be for a Medivac type vehicle. I'm glad that's the standard color, not something that you have to purchase later. The wheels are a great size in that it fits perfectly inside the vehicles that have kind of the tighter ramps. I wish the Taurus and the Constellation series had a little bit wider of a ramp. Hopefully that's something that may be changed in the future with like a gold pass or something. But right now it is what it is. This ship has a beautiful turret with a rail, and I will show you that in a few minutes. It slides beautifully, reminds me of that beautiful, alien vehicle that they had in the second film, Aliens. Very cool design. I'm glad they're doing some kind of throwback so that that had to have come from inspiration from that movie, right? But the outside looks fantastic. Got your little tail lights. So on the back ramp you have an entry here, and the animation is quite cool on it. It's very fast, which is very useful, especially if you're running and gunning here. We will take a jump inside and take a look at a little bit of the interior here. We have our tier 3 med bed, and what that means for the gameplay is that you will be able to respawn in this bed anywhere 20k out from the ship. So if you're within 20k, you can set your respawn point to this area. You or your party, all of your party can set to here, and you will respawn in this med bed. So it is fantastic. It's a total game changer when it comes to the like respawning outside of bunkers. It makes the game a lot more, or sorry, a lot less, should I say, grindy. Makes it a lot less grindy because if you die, you can just, even though you don't have, say, your Carrack, you can pop right back in to your little Ursa here that you toted with you, and you're right back into the battle. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put the trailer to this, which I actually loved. I think they did a real good job on the trailer for this ship, kind of the advertisement for this ground vehicle. It's pretty cool. And I know I call it a ship, but I'm aware that it is a ground vehicle. So up here at the top, you have your patient storage, and you have 2 of them. And when you get in here, you can pull it up like this, like your regular new loot menus now, or you can just go to the inventory and do the same. Now, we don't know how exactly the inventory is going to change in 323.2 because it's going to go to all physicalized cargo. So we're going to have to play that by ear when it gets here, right? So the next thing I would say about that is that we have right here, we have an actual weapons rack. So you can put a couple of your tractor beam guns, med guns, and a couple of weapons right here as well, which again should come into play when we start seeing more and more physicalized cargo. We have our nice little sink here to wash up after we treat some wounds. Now there is this computer here, and I'm not sure, there's so much of this thing into ships and stuff that you never know what they're really going to be for. But what I think maybe it could be used for at some point is that maybe with these like containers up here or something, maybe it could produce some of your med pens or some of your medical supplies possibly, and then maybe it would end up in maybe this container over here. But that's probably way down the line. We'll have to see when that comes. This spot looks like here, looks like we may be getting, it looks like right here, it looks like a fire extinguisher. Probably going to get a fire extinguisher or something is what I'm looking at. Over here, we have our digital medical center right here. And what that means is that we'll be able to set our respawn point. We'll have to do our patient care. So if there's anybody in the med bed, you can take care of them, or they can access it themselves in the med bed. We can do our regeneration, and we have our admin, so we can clear all of the, so if you set your thing here and you want to clear it back to your original spot, you can just go in here and clear it, and it will end up back at your original regeneration spot. So very cool that they actually thought about this. Super helpful. Makes it a lot less buggy in my opinion. So right here we do have our 1 jump seat, which is absolutely fantastic. The animation is, on point here. Keep you from bouncing around if you're getting, especially now with the way the handling is on the ground. So we're going to take a look now at the cockpit, and on the way there you can see the components, right? These are our components. So we do have the physicalized components in this, so it is up to date with everything. So we have our door controls here, we can close and everything. Over here we have our regular side entrance that I showed you earlier from the outside. Very cool animation there. They really did a really good job with this ground vehicle, with all the little details and such. Everything is super functional. So we're gonna jump into the driver's seat real fast. And you can see right here, we have our kind of standard Ursa display. I think the steering wheel's a little bit different in this one. Maybe it's had a different pass on it or such. But the one thing I wanted to show you about sitting down in this seat, normally I'd bypass this because it's not super important. It functions like most everything else in the game, is that you have the ability now to actually enter the remote turret from the driver's seat. So when you're in battle, you can actually get up here yourself. You do not have to rely on your partner. If your partner gets out to do a rescue or something, or to heal somebody, or to drag somebody in, you have your ability to do the turret and cover them yourself without having to get up and switch seats and things like that. The animations and stuff on the ground are fantastic. I think a ground battle on Daymar would be just absolutely ultimate with the ricochets and the blast from the dirt and such. So that's really all there is to the driver's seat. Now from the passenger seat, I'm not even going to bother with that, guys. I'm not trying to keep this too long, but you have the ability to control the remote turret and to see data on the vehicle as well. And that, guys, is actually all there is to this medical vehicle. Now, medical gameplay is going to be something that's going to, change over time, but what this main change that they've gave to us with the ability to respawn is just absolutely fantastic. Like I said earlier, it completely changes the way that you play the game. Like all the time I say the bugs and stuff and the abilities that we have in Star Citizen right now kind of conflicts with how we actually play. But now with the ability to respawn, take extra armor with you, take extra guns with you. You have the reason to be doing that for the fact that you can respawn. And that's beautiful for ships like I love flying all the time, like this Taurus or the Andromeda itself. You carry the Ursa in the cargo bay, you just reset your spawn point in the cargo bay, and now you have a med bed in your ship here. So any types of bunkers you land out of, any types of missions you're on, you're always going to respawn as long as you're within that 20k range. So that, I would think that people with medical gameplay would be rejoicing right now. It's not something that I do. It's not a gameplay that I do. I stick more to the salvage stuff, kind of bunker running and things like that right now. I think it's a little bit more fun, even though the AI is a little wonky. But medical is just a little bit slow for me, not a lot of profit. The only thing there really is to do in the game right now is really grind for another ship or something, so I'm really looking forward to some more meaningful gameplay in that. And I think these features here are going to start allowing for that. You're going to be able to start combining all of these gameplay features together, and not only are we going to have better missions, but we are going to, be able to create even more of our own gameplay itself. So yeah, guys, that's really all I have for you. I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. I just wanted to give you a slight tour of the Ursa Medivac and tell you why I think it's one of the best ground vehicles they've put in the game in a long time. It's just something that I didn't expect that to come. It's not something I was expecting I was going to kind of pledge for this game. I don't pledge a lot of ships. If you watch any of my past videos, I don't pledge a lot. I have not even hit 1,000 mark. I'm not concierge or anything like that. I buy what I think is worth the money. I think I've put enough money into the game that I'm helping support it, and I will continue to do so as I grow as a player and the channel itself grows. So with that said, guys, thank you for the support. I appreciated everything, the comments. Let me know what you think about this whole gameplay. I really want to know what you guys think about where there might be going and what the next step might be in medical gameplay, or just with the respawns alone. Do you think that's something they're going to keep, where we're going to be able to keep respawning, or do you think that's going to ultimately change again in the future and this med bed will go back to just, okay, we can heal each other in this? So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And as always, I will see you guys on the next video.
You're probably thinking I'm a goner. But the thing is, I've died 1,000 times. Because a regen has always been the strategy. Let's do this. One more time.